Hi, I'm Jessica Yankee, and today we're going to talk about conditioning the sport or performance horse. We all know that to every end there is a means. In the olden days, horses used to naturally condition themselves. Cowboys would use them to ride into town to get supplies. There are always cows to be roped or branded or fences to be fixed and mended. In the wild, they would naturally condition themselves, grazing for 10 hours a day. At 2 to 4 miles per hour, they'd cover approximately 20 miles of ground on rough terrain. Then, of course, there's always the occasional burst of energy or jaunt of exercise to get away from some predator. However, in today's equestrian industry, we see that our horses need to be specifically conditioned for sport or discipline. Research suggests that understanding the effects that this conditioning is having on our horses' bodily systems, as well as understanding some proper nutrition techniques, will allow the horse to better be able to perform both physically and mentally. Let's take a look at how we can see how these things this conditioning is affecting our horse and its bodily systems. First, we have conformation. Is our horse skeletally and structurally sound for the pressure that we are putting on it? From Nancy Worth's Horse Nutrition Handbook, she's given us some great illustrations. Here in Figure 1, Example A, looking directly from the front of the horse, we see that this horse has straight legs. If our horse needs speed, agility, flexibility, this is going to be something that we're looking for. However, in Example C, we see that the horse is pigeon-toed. Its toes come in. Well, if we're going for a trail ride, this is going to be just fine. But if we need quick turns, it's going to put unnecessary pressure on the outside of the legs. Let's take another look. We can also look at the horse from different angles. In Figure 4, looking at the hindquarters, in Example D, the horse is kind of camped under itself. It allows the horse to be able to engage its hind end if it's going to be doing some reining ranch work, working cows, because it's going to be able to need its power from back there. So we have skeletal structures. Our horse skeletally sound for the discipline or the pressure that we're putting on it. Second is the body scoring conditioning system. We gather this illustration from Craig Wood at the University of Maine Extension Office. He's given us 6 places on the horse to look for to see if there's fleshy patterns and if our horse is being affected by the conditioning that we're putting on it. Looking at the overall horse, there are 6 places, and we're going to give them a number between 1 and 10. 1 being very thin and 10 being obese. If we look along the neck, behind the shoulders, or at the tail head, if there are fleshy fat deposits, we know that our horse can withstand a little more pressure. If there's a crease down the back, again, there's still some flesh there. However, if the spine is protruding, we're going to either want to think about decreasing the amount of exercise the horse is intaking, or do we need to change its diet? So look at the body conditioning scoring system for the horse. Kind of gives you a visual aid to see how this conditioning is affecting your horse. Third, we want to look at is proper exercises. There are 2 types of proper exercises, cardiovascular and strength training. Cardiovascular helps build heart and lungs. Strength training allows you to be able to add more repetitions to the specific exercise that your horse is performing. You want to be creative and keeping the training program diverse. It helps keep your horse both physically and mentally sharp and helps them to have a little fun. This brings us to our first audience question. What is the average length that it takes to get our horse in shape? Well, you obviously want to consider where your horse is starting from, but you want to help your horse to prevent injury by producing some LSD, long, slow distance. It is highly recommended by research that we first give our horse a solid base by increasing the duration of the exercise before increasing the speed work. Remember that your horse's soft tissue will build more quickly than its hard tissues. Therefore, the heart and lungs are going to be ready to go within 6 months, but we recommend 12 to 24 to give your horse a good solid foundation. So now we understand the effects that the horse's conditioning is having on its bodily systems. Second, all these things are good, but without proper nutrition being the support system, it's not going to be as effective on your horse as you would like. Therefore, you want to feed some good roughage, hay or pasture. This is more naturally or close to the horse's natural diet. Second, you can always supplement what they're not getting from their roughage with concentrate. This is processed food, corn, oats, molasses, either rolled into pellet form or looking like oats. This brings us to our second audience question. Why would you want to feed more roughage versus concentrate? Well, this roughage helps keep something in our horse's delicate digestive system at all times. It keeps things flowing and moving. By simply taking away this and adding more concentrate or grain, then you're allowing something heavy to possibly be impacted in the horse's stomach. They're not going to be able to perform at their best or at all. Horses need 6 things in their diets: roughage, water, proteins, fats, carbs, vitamins, and minerals. Hopefully they're getting more of this from their hay and less from their concentrate, as that is just supposed to be used as a supplement. This brings us to our last question today. How does one know if you're pushing your horse too hard? Well, again, go back to the body scoring conditioning system. Give your horse 1 to 10, and you will know if you need to add something to its diet or take away. Remember that research suggests that understanding the effects the conditioning is having on your horse's bodily systems, as well as understanding proper nutrition, helps keep your horse both physically and mentally sound for the competition ahead.